Action.
This video is going to show how I simultaneously primed the fuel pumps without using VCDS. First thing I did was wire up the auxiliary pump. I got the information from a great video where the guy talks about accessing the positive and negative terminals in the front of the pump under the mounting bracket, and he mentions it's very difficult to get to, no doubt, but I think I found a better way. So back of the pump there's a plug with two wires. You got the red white wire, which is the positive, and the brown is the ground. Notice the positive side is round on the plug and the other side square. So stick a screwdriver or whatever in this little clip and pry the clip away from the plug, and once you hear it click, it's easy to remove. The plug end is the female end, and down at the plug housing, notice it's a male blade end. So I took an insulated butt splice and I pinched one in with pliers until it was similar to a female blade end on the plug. Then pushed it in till it felt nice and tight. For the square side on the ground, I took an alligator clip and opened it up and just put it in until I could feel it grip on the blade. If you played Operation as a kid, you might be good at this. My fingers are kind of fat, so it didn't work too well, but I eventually got it on. Make sure that they are not going to touch. The first time I did this, I put an extra piece of rubber in between the two for insulation. The negative side is just going to the fender, and it's just to ground it. To access the auxiliary pump, we need to remove the rear bench seat. So I just like to put my knee up against the seat, and there's a clip right where my knee is, and then you gotta just put your back into it. Put your hips against the back of the seat and push with your knee while lifting at the same time, and it'll eventually pop out. Same thing behind the passenger seat. The lid to the auxiliary pump's under the carpet, so I just put my fingers pulled back until it flexed the lid and it popped right up. Looking at this clip, we got a brown on the left, which is ground. The right, there's a blue and red, which is the power. And I took some quick splices to hook up a lead wire for future use. I'm connecting this long wire to the positive end, and it's going to hook up to the positive end of the auxiliary pump. Then I'm going to connect these two positive wires, and I will clip them to the positive side of the battery with an alligator clip, and then they should prime simultaneously. Make sure none of these connections are touching anything metal or can short out in any way, or you could cause some serious damage. I tried to take out the wind noise, but I'm going to let the original video play so you can hear the pump start when I hook up the wire. This one. Power. Just come in here, splitting, going to the power side of the auxiliary pump, which goes to the battery. And then this side is just an alligator clip going to the ground. So if you do that 3 times for 1 minute, it should cover you. When you're finished, take the wire from the lift pump and put a cap on it make sure it's not going to short out. The most important thing up front at the auxiliary pump, make absolutely sure that it's plugged in before you start it. If it isn't, you can cause some serious damage. Quickly double check your work. If everything looks good, start it up. Just bump the key. It should start right away. Take the car for a test drive. Check for any leaks around the fuel filter canister or whatever you were working on. Now we're going to put the rear bench seat in. Notice the two buckles on the right. Use your knee to push the clip down, and it makes it a lot easier. All finished up the hole.